Welcome, guys, to an episode of Rich and Rich FC. I'm your host, Rich, with my guy, Rich. We're back again for a new episode. Rich, how's your week?
Yeah, it's good. It's good. Up and down, but saw some exciting games overall. You know,
Mhm.
nothing's really changed though. So
Yeah,
you
unfortunately.
know what?
Um, so we're gonna start at the top of the week with Chelsea kicking off on Tuesday against Arsenal at the Emirates. Very close game, very tactical mind games going on with Rosina and Arteta. But unfortunately, Arsenal won. They won. Now they're on to the final. And on Wednesday, Man City just trashed Newcastle in the first half. And like Man City we've seen recently, they allowed teams to get back in. And that's what happened with Arsenal Newcastle. And it ended up being, well, 5-2, 5-1. But, at the end of the day, Newcastle could have scored a lot more goals if they were more clinical. But Man City won, and the final is going to be Arsenal versus Man City at Wembley. How did you see those two games? Like, did Arsenal and Man City deserve to be there? Or looking at the games, were they just lucky?
No, they were lucky. If you're playing in a two-game elimination type style, I mean, there's less room for luck. The better team usually comes out of those two games. With Newcastle and Man City, obviously Newcastle gave it a go. They even changed up the formation and they were trying to get those two goals back. So it happens, and you kind of see how vulnerable Man City is.
Hmm.
And with better quality players, maybe a better team can take advantage. Well, we've seen better teams or teams on their day take advantage of Man City's defensive woes or relapses. With Arsenal and Chelsea, obviously the better team won. The game seems to have been decided that first game. The second game, just I wouldn't call it a tactical genius, considering that you need more than two goals to win the game, and you kind of go there and um, I think sometimes coaches overdo it. It's a cup game; you're eliminated either way. So how you do you want to go out, or how do you want to proceed with the game is, you know, I would say is kind of like it's kind of like it was, I would say the Chelsea coach got it wrong because you need two goals to win. The idea of trying to, hold on to 0-0 against a team that's good defensively. So you're already playing into their hand if you're going to lay back because they don't have to do anything. You have to be the aggressive ones. And you pretty much benched your best player. Either, I don't know if he's hurt, but your best offensive players got benched. You played your striker on the right wing, which looks stupid. And the other players were not really up to par. I mean, it was just not a good game, to be honest. Not a good game to watch. It looks bad because you lost 1-0 still, and you pretty much didn't get anything out of it except for wasting people's time. That's how I view that Chelsea game. I think if you're gonna go out, try to be at least on the upfront. Don't be scared. There seemed to be a lot of fear and a lot of respect for Arsenal, because Arsenal gave them three at home. So if they were open, I'm sure Arsenal would have gave them more. But then you're kind of just saying Arsenal's a better team. So we have to be so cautious because they're so much better than us. And then Arsenal's like, we don't really need to do anything. And defensively, I mean, we're better than we're the best defensive team. So if we don't have to push forward, how are you gonna score on us? So that's what pretty much happened there.
Yeah, but
And yeah, Chelsea has
yeah, still on the Chelsea game, right?
yeah,
Mm.
Chelsea has been Arsenal in a very, very long time. So
True. I mean, I
yeah,
think
so
past managers, They haven't beaten Arsenal yet. So that's a good record they have going on. Now, looking at the Chelsea game, I think it was a very smart tactic from Marcinha because now we can, in hindsight, can look at what Newcastle did. Decided to go on the front foot
You're
and
not Newcastle.
no, but against a
No,
better team.
you, you can't compare it. Newcastle were down 2 goals, and you're not Newcastle. Chelsea,
Oh,
you can't say Chelsea's the same team as Newcastle.
no, I'm not saying that. But
Who's,
what I'm saying is
who's
we
be
saw
better?
two tactics go happening where
Bro,
one decided to
you,
attack the opponent and got beat, and the other one trying to play cautiously.
but in hindsight, you still lost.
True.
So it's not a good tactic. It's just not.
Mm.
You're down 1-0. You claim to be the world champion, the best team in the whole world. And you mean to tell me that you can't even get one goal and that you're so scared of the opposition? You're scared of the opposition that you have to pretty much rely on like parking the bus type tactics
No,
when you need a goal.
it's not being scared of the position. It's paying their
How, how
giving
can
them the
you bench,
respect.
how can you bench
You
your best
cannot.
player?
They're not fit. That's the thing. Cole Palmer is not fit.
Guys,
Estavao. No, listen.
listen,
Estavao
listen,
just came from a long trip from Brazil. He's not ready or up to speed yet. So I would say if he benched João Pedro, then I have a problem with that. But he didn't. The lap has to play. Garnacho just dropped a stinker. So he's
why, why has the lab done that he has to play?
no, but the thing is,
Who,
what I'm saying is,
what has the lab been doing that he has
who
to
are you
play?
gonna play?
That guy is actually one of the worst signings that I've seen this
No,
whole
but
year.
who are you gonna play? Estavao it's has 30 legs from travel.
Somebody whose position is to play on the wing because he looks so horrible out there.
But
It was one of the worst decisions. You put a striker, an out and out striker. It's not even like a Jesus type of striker that can do the
no,
role.
but
He just looked.
they played a 3-5-2. So it was two João Pedro and
It looked like he
Delap
was.
up front.
It looked like the coach told him you will play on the wings and you will drop back.
Yeah,
That's
but
what the coach.
you could see the outlet balls when Sanchez cleared it every time or kicked it up front. Delap was getting those balls. He was out muscling Gabriel and was it Timber on that side? Whoever was on that side, they were just bullying them all the time. Winning the aerial duels, keeping the ball on that side of the field. So that was
Actually,
going for them. But
if you want to say Delap was having a good game, I don't think we would
no,
watch the same.
he wasn't having a good game, right? But he was muscling the defenders.
Oh, so now you are getting credit for us Barcelona people.
No, what I'm saying is not a lot of players or a lot of teams are able to do that. Now Arsenal saw it as okay, they don't want to attack. You know what? We're just gonna also not do anything because we are comfortable defending. We are comfortable doing what we do best. So, we're just gonna keep it cool. And then they start the 1 goal lead. They have to score. So if they're not gonna come, that's fine. If they're just gonna pass it around, waste time, not really create any threatening chances, then so be it. We'll go with that. But with that, it kind of kept the game. They always left Chelsea in the game. And now in the last 20 minutes, where he brought Cole Palmer and Esteval, you kind of see also a little bit more urgency. Not a lot, but a little bit more. But they still couldn't break the Arsenal team down. And they were not clinical on the day. Enzo Fernandez
Yeah,
was not clinical on the day. He skied a lot of shots where usually he scores, or at least he's the target. So,
usually he scores.
so all these chances or missed chances kind of cost them, especially coming back from the weekend where this came back 2-0. They had the confidence to score goals, you know. So all that kind of plays a role. Now, who they who they played against the weekend versus who they played on Tuesday, you see the difference in quality. Arsenal are much, much, much better team than West Ham, right? So they are able to give you a lot of hassle on the defense. West Ham, not so much. So that's how you can see how that tactic will come into play. But it played right into Arteta's hands. And the most annoying thing for me, it's Kai Havertz scoring the goal in the manner in which he did, which is the same way he scored to win Chelsea the Champions League. So it was kind of annoying. But at the end of the day, congratulations to Arsenal. They did a good job. Hopefully, they can lift their first trophy in however long. And
To be honest, I don't even think Arsenal did anything. They
they
just
did.
showed up.
They
They
did it.
just,
That's the thing. They
they,
did.
they showed up and did what they've been doing the whole year. Right? If you're going into a game and you're saying we're playing the best team in the league, the best defensive team in the league, and we're gonna wait for the last 20 minutes, bring our best offensive team, our best offensive players in the game, um, that's a bit concerning.
No, but at least you wear them out. But
How are you gonna wear out our defensive team in the league? And their offense is pretty good if you open up as well.
actually,
They
no.
they already they already
We talked about how bad the offense is, so they're not really good. However, Arsenal,
who's not good.
their offense
Ars-
isn't good,
Okay, they gave you 3 goals. They gave you three
bro.
goals at your home, and then they gave
Bro,
you one.
if you want to go back on the goals, it's
They gave you 3 goals, and you
bro.
get two.
It doesn't.
Oh,
The
oh,
thing is,
oh.
you're saying 3 goals as if they were 3 beautiful goals.
Well, you're saying the offense is not good. Well, they gave you 3, and if your
Okay.
offense is good, you only got 2
Okay.
at home.
Okay.
So apparently your offense is not good either, because you
No.
can't score against them.
No. This the thing. You're just looking at just raw numbers.
You
Looking at the offense holistically, are they any good? They're not.
no.
No.
Doesn't
You're looking at us.
it
Oh, they
doesn't
scored three
like
goals. What if they scored three on goals?
you're
Then
not you're
three
not
goals.
you're not gonna be the best team in your league, the best team on the Champions League table, the
Okay.
best team basically the whole year, and you're gonna say, "Oh, the offense is not good, but our offense is good," and your team can't even beat them. Chelsea has not even beaten Arsenal, like
That's
10
not the point.
straight.
That's not the
So
point.
how can
If
a Chelsea player?
if you
So
look at the players
Chelsea-
individually,
is Chelsea
how many goals does Saka have?
is
How
Chelsea's
many? How
is,
many? No,
is,
how many goals does Saka have?
is Chelsea offense great?
They are better than Arsenal
And,
individually.
and your the result of that is you're in 5th place.
Okay.
The result of that is you're in 5th place. And when you play them, they beat you.
Offense doesn't mean wins. Offense doesn't win you games.
Let's move on to the next.
You can score 4 goals and lose and still lose.
No, apparently
There's nothing apparent about this though.
Arsenal doesn't lose. They don't lose to you. So
No, that's fine. But
Chelsea is not even in competition with Arsenal. That's not even competition anymore. Just look at this.
nobody's saying they're in competition. What I'm saying is
The offense is better than yours because when they play
how
you, they beat you. When they play you, they beat
how
you.
many goals do they have?
And you need goals to win. So when they play you,
Across that front three, how many goals do they have?
I don't really care. As long as
Exactly. You
if my
can
if my
because
team
you
if,
know.
if my team is winning, I don't care who's scoring the goals. That's how it works. You
Actually,
can have,
hold
you
on,
can
hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold
you
on.
can have all these people that are scoring the goals. Guess what? They're not winning. That's what that is.
Oh,
Win.
you're saying that Arsenal has
The offense is better than
it's
yours.
better, right?
When they play you, they score. They score on you when they play you.
Yeah, so
Yeah, they score more than you, so the offense is better. So get your offense up. If you can get your offense up, you can score more than them.
doesn't mean them. Anyway, Man City, because
Forget Man City. Man City is another useless team, man.
how are you gonna say forget Man City? We have to
They're
talk about Man City.
useless. They're not in the title race. I told you, they're not in the title race. They're gonna lose this weekend to Liverpool. Liverpool will beat them.
Ah, you
There's,
sure about that?
there's going to be a 9 point gap. I already seen it. 2-1 Liverpool. Ekatike. And then, everybody keeps talking about Man City this, Man City that. What does Man City do that's great? They can overpower teams that they're better than.
Okay.
But once you score on them, they don't come back from losing positions. Most of the time, what's his name? Haaland. He's useless. Most of the time, he's useless.
That's funny because he's going to Madrid. So
Huh?
he's coming to Madrid soon. So
Coming to do what?
yeah, he's going to play the 9. Put Mbappe on the wing. Salvini.
That's like an 8-year contract.
Man, you know that don't mean anything.
Yeah, it means something. It means you need to stay there. They don't need We don't need him at Madrid. Madrid, we have Mbappe. He can score.
Overall, looking at Man City, right? Seems like Turkey is becoming a very important player for them. He's scoring the goals, contributing, doing a lot of good things. Do you think he can actually help them make a push? I mean, we know clearly your stance that they're not gonna win, but
Push,
can they really
push
challenge Arsenal?
what? Push at what? I don't even trust them to beat Liverpool. Liverpool. I
It doesn't
don't
mean
trust.
they're gonna fall off.
They're already down by 6 points. That's a lot if you don't know.
No, 6 points is a lot. Arsenal is on track to win the league, no doubt. However, who's gonna occupy that second position? That's what I'm asking you.
I
So
don't
you're
trust.
saying Man City is not any good. So who is it gonna be?
I mean, by default, Man City, because I mean, Aston Villa, I think they're gonna fall off.
Okay, we've been saying that all season. They're still there.
Who?
You've been saying that all season. They're still there.
They are like this whole thing, or they can even win. And then look what Arsenal did to them. He said they're not, Arsenal not good offensively. Arsenal gave that team like 4-1. Sometimes when you're facing the team that you're in direct competition is, that's when you see like people are serious. When you're playing like normal teams, you just beat them 1-0, 2-0, and they say, oh, the offense is not good. Man City can finish second. You don't get a prize for finishing second, man.
Yeah,
You,
Arsenal will know that.
huh?
Arsenal will know that what that feels like.
Well, you don't get a prize for finishing second, third, or fourth, or fifth in this thing. Right now, I think the team that needs to be worried is Chelsea because you need to make top five. I don't know if you can even make top five because right now I can see um, Liverpool and the thing with United, they don't have any responsibility other than the league, to be honest. They're not winning anything else. So, and that's why I've seen them recently doing good, right? Because they have a whole week to prepare for any team that they play. So that's a big, big advantage. The other teams, you're doing Champions League, Carabao Cup, FA Cup. FA Cup is done, so only two teams left in that one. So, but the other cups are still there. So I see United making top 4 or 5. Liverpool is always dangerous. So now it's Liverpool and Chelsea. In terms of second, City can win second. They have enough firepower. Them is just they're not trustable. That's all.
So you have Arsenal, City, then Villa.
They don't have a choice. What else are they doing?
Okay,
That,
Villa.
that should
Villa,
be
Villa has Europa League. So
the main focus is to make. You want to play Europa League or you want to make Champions League?
hey, Europa League getting to Champions League. So what are you talking about?
So you want to win Europa League instead of make top 4 to where you know you're totally qualified. Europa League is not guaranteed.
No, you win Europa League
Yeah,
guaranteed.
nobody said they're gonna win it. It doesn't mean you're gonna win it. They're
They
favorites,
should
but
be
that
the favorites.
doesn't mean you're gonna win it. It doesn't work like that.
It has. Okay, I don't think you understand what you're saying because listen, listen.
If you
Last
make
season,
if
listen.
you make
Last season. No. Hold on. Last season, look at Spurs. They put all their eggs in one basket. They were close
they
to
won,
relegation.
They were not in top five.
No,
They were
look,
not in
that's what
top
I'm saying.
five.
So they won a trophy and still made Champions League. So
They were not
why
in top
should why
five.
shouldn't Villa
When you
do the
say they
same
put
thing?
all the eggs in one basket, that means they didn't have a choice. Villa has a
Okay.
choice.
I mean, yes, they have a choice, but which one would they want to do? Win a trophy and get Champions League, or just focus on top four?
Focus on top four because winning a trophy is not guaranteed. You're not guaranteed. It's
No,
not guaranteed that you're gonna win a trophy.
true. But if you
But
decide,
it's guaranteed if you finish top five, 4 or 5, you're gonna make Champions League. So I would focus on that more or less because I'm in good position to do that. Europa League, yes, we're gonna focus. We're gonna put out our teams. But if let's say we have an important league game and we have to use, because they're not that deep to be honest, we have to use our better players for the league. I think the coach will do that 100% of the time.
I doubt it.
Okay, we'll see.
Because I feel like getting Champions League through Europa League when you have the choice, I'll take that route any day.
You don't have a choice. It's not a choice. When you go play another game in Europa League, the other team is not going to say, "Oh, we're going to let you win."
So is
What?
EPL.
Yeah, EPL. When you get
Who lets you win the EPL?
when you finish top 4, top 5, that means you're gonna get it guaranteed.
Yes, but same way if you win a trophy, you're gonna get it guaranteed. You
It's
get
not
trophy money plus
guaranteed.
Champions League
You have,
money.
you have you have a better chance to finish top 5 than you have to win the trophy. That's
True. You have a better chance. That's true. However, you see the chase impact with Man. I mean, no Man City, Man United, Chelsea, Liverpool, chasing.
Liverpool and Chelsea are behind them by a lot of
That's what
points.
I'm saying. They're chasing.
So yeah, so you have to prioritize the league game so that you don't give up that ground.
Yeah, I'm saying even if they do, they can still fall on
No, they
Europa
don't have
League.
to do it because they can focus more on it, and they have a good enough team where they don't have to burn out focusing on 2 different tournaments. And we all know this is true. If you play 2 different tournaments, your team will burn out at the end if you're not that deep.
That's true. Yes,
So better to focus on a league where you're third. If you can sustain third place in the league, you're guaranteed basically to make Champions League, which is every team's dream. Teams would rather be in Champions League than Europa League or win Europa League.
that's true. But then winning the Europa League to get into Champions League.
Yeah, but sometimes the work is not worth it because if you win Europa League, it's not guaranteed. That's just not guaranteed.
Yeah, I feel like some leagues is guaranteed. Like Europa League. Now let's say last season, for example, Chelsea Conference League was guaranteed. Nobody could tell you that it wasn't guaranteed.
Guaranteed.
It
Never
was.
were favorites.
Happy
They
favorites, yes.
Yeah, they've been upsets in championship games all the time. We see this throughout sports where, David beats Goliath. They were favorites. They did what they were supposed to do. But keep in mind, it's not like they used so much effort in it. They pretty much had like 2 different teams.
True. But that's what I'm saying. Villa can also decide to do the same.
Villa doesn't have the courtesy of using 2 different teams.
I mean,
And Villa is not
they have good enough players
on,
to.
on paper, Villa is not even on level with the United. They're not level with Liverpool. They're not level with Chelsea. They're actually overachieving.
That's true. They're overachieving. However, they are there. So,
If you go talk to Villa's coach, he'll tell you they're focused on finishing top 5, and that's it.
have you talked to him?
Yeah, I've talked to him. We even speak in Spanish, Catalan.
But now let's over to the weekend, though. We have a lot of games. We already pre-discussed one a little bit, which was Liverpool Man City. Now, that game you already said was 2-1. You saw it in your premonition and whatever it is. However, it's still going to be a good game. Very tough, but very good. Or is it going to be just one of those drowsy games where it's very boring and we not really don't know what to expect.
No, it should be a good game. It should be more open than anything. I think just because of both style of play and then um offensively, I think both teams are good enough, and defensively, they're bad enough to give up goals and make enough mistakes. So I don't see how I don't have City to be favorites. To be honest, I see it as an equal game, and depending on whichever player decides, maybe it's their day. Either team can win, but more or less I see the gap extending at the top. It's a great game if you're an Arsenal fan, to be honest. Because,
Okay,
I mean,
now Haaland and Ekitike, who do you think is better now? All this season, let me
it's,
not even say now because we know Haaland's on
yeah,
full drought.
yeah, it's different because they're different type of players. Like, so yeah, they're different type of players. They're different type of strikers, to be honest. Everybody knows who Haaland is. If you give him service, he's going to score. Obviously, seems like he's not on form at the moment, and Ekatike is more or likely in form. So yeah, right now it's Ekatike because he's in form. But overall, I choose Haaland because of what he's done in the past. But if you ask me who's better player overall, it's Ekatike. If you say who's the better goal scorer, it's Haaland. So, you know, that's what I'll say about that.
And then
But Ekatike has been impressive.
yeah, he's been really impressive. I'm not even gonna
Yeah,
lie. I didn't expect him to be doing or playing at this level in his first
you
season.
know, and I think the first time I read about him was when he was at PSG
Hmm.
and he was just a kid. But now you kind of see why he was brought to PSG
Yeah.
and his talent because he does a lot of things. He's not just like a one-dimensional type of player.
And even at Frankfurt, was playing second fiddle to Mamouche, who was the better player at Frankfurt. But um
Mm.
now the other thing is the battle of the tents. We have Verts versus Turkey, who's gonna be more effective in this game? Mind you, Liverpool's very depleted in the back. Same for City.
Yeah, but those players, they're not consistent. You see the talent, but they haven't been consistent all season. I think they're on the same level to be honest, but they're not very consistent. So I can't really say who'll be a better player. Like to me, the best 10 in the league is Bruno. He's been the most consistent 10 in the league above all of them. For the Liverpool Man City game, those two are not consistent. I mean, Words is getting better. Sure, you see the flashes, but I haven't seen it in big games. This is a big game technically, so it'll give us a chance to evaluate them.
Yeah. And then the other game, we have Man United hosting Spurs. Now, Spurs
Yeah,
just came back from a very big game against Man City, coming back to tie that game, but then they really had about a week to rest, so they should be equally rested. United
mhm.
full form. How do you see that one going too?
Spurs is another team that you can never trust. United is in form. They just beat City. They beat Arsenal. So who's Spurs?
Hmm. Well, let's keep an eye on that game to see how that one goes.
if if you look at the form, it's United, man.
Hmm. Okay, you're calling
You
it.
have people coming off the bench to score. When things are good, it's close. When it's bad, it just goes backwards. Right now, United is going forward, and then with Spurs,
Uh,
those people they're just going side to side. They're not even going front or back. It's just side to side, and then back sometimes. They don't go up. They go side, side, back, back, side, side, back. That's what they do.
Now let's go through the other fixtures. We have Leeds Forest Chelsea, Wolves, Chelsea, Fulham, Everton, Burnley, West Ham, Arsenal, Sunderland will be a good game, if anything from the first one. Bournemouth, Villa, Newcastle, Brentford, Crystal Palace, and Brighton. So now that's all we have for the Premier League. Now, quick talk about Champions League. Now heading into the latter stages and the knockout rounds, who do you think going to be your favorites to win? Like, give me semi-final teams. Like, who do you see being the semi-finals?
Um, hmm, I think Barcelona has a good chance. Bayern has a good chance. And I'm going off the top of my head. Obviously, PSG is the defending champs. And Arsenal's number one in the group stages. Didn't lose any games. Chelsea has a good chance because of um, their bracket. They actually have a very, very easy bracket, to be honest. So I don't know how they did the brackets, but it
Uh,
doesn't make sense. 'Cause some teams that did like the top eight, they didn't do them any favors, to be honest. So but my top teams are obviously um Bayern with the season that they've been having. Offensively, they're very great. Arsenal defensively great, and then they can get that one goal and shut the game down. And then you have Barca with their offense, but even them, there's something missing with them. Once they get to that semi quarterfinal, I think they can be gotten. But I would say Barca, obviously. PSG still in the hunt, but they'll have to pick it up. They've actually been not shining like last year when they kind of caught form. This year is kind of like you don't really hear about them, to be honest. But Bayern has been really impressive. Chelsea's always Miss Chelsea. Arsenal's been impressive as well. So
so
and
who's your
Barca. So
winner?
those would be mine. If I have to pick one team,
Yeah, pick one
I
team.
think the most balanced team would have to be um, Bayern. But even with Bayern, they kind of play that semi-high line. I would say the most complete team is Arsenal. So I'll do two, Arsenal or Bayern.
Hmm. Okay. Well, I have Chelsea, Bayern, PSG, and Arsenal. But I feel strongly Bayern can win it for Hurricane. And dark horses in those four to Chelsea to surprise and win it. But I don't think
Doesn't work.
Arsenal, I don't think Arsenal has a chance because of their focus on the Premier League and also potentially playing Bayern again. So that's where I'm coming from with that. But that's what I have.
They actually beat Bayern,
True. I
and
don't
the
think Bayern will let it happen twice.
and the Premier League is over.
Well, let's see about that. But that's what we have for today.
But
Hey, I don't know. But
FA
that's what we
Cup.
have for today. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you guys next time. Peace.